Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I come to advocate for amendment number 25 on H.R. 200, and my purpose is to kill some lionfish in a way that is bipartisan and does not cost the federal government any measurable amount of money. In the words of NOAA ecologist Dr. James Morris, the lionfish may prove to be one of the greatest threats of this century to our Atlantic reefs. In the warm waters of the Caribbean, off the coast of Florida and the Gulf of Mexico, and also in the Atlantic Ocean, lionfish are decimating our reef fish populations. A lionfish can consume 65 juvenile fish off the reef in one sitting. A female lionfish will release up to 30,000 eggs every 2 to 3 days. A female lionfish will release up to 10 million eggs in a lifetime. They're broadcast spawners, so the eggs will go to the surface and then oftentimes enter the loop current and impact a number of fisheries throughout the warm waters of the Gulf and the Atlantic. This legislation seeks to address that problem, not by spending a lot of money, but by using our existing resource to protect the resource. It creates a voluntary program whereby states can choose to accept 100 lionfish tails representing dead lionfish in exchange for one tag for someone to be able to go and catch a prized reef fish out of season. And the principal purpose of that would be that if someone has killed 100 lionfish, they most certainly have saved at least one valuable reef fish. And this creates incentives for divers. It also creates incentives for technology companies that want to come up with innovative new ways to harvest the lionfish. The lionfish is delicious, and my theory is that anything that is delicious, we ought to be able to harvest out of existence. I yield back.
Let's also ask, of all the things we do here today, this gentleman's amendment, I think, may be the most important in terms of the long haul for those of us that have seen what's happened in the Caribbean, and I want to thank my colleague for offering that amendment.